However, Lily shows no fear. He thinks this will get her to behave. Thanks to the makeup, rapidly returns to normal. The two who saw this immediately rejoiced.
The woman is also a connector.
Just when they hoped for more surprises, little Yi suddenly kicked the man over. She then quickly escaped the scene. Meanwhile, Dongshu returned to the workplace. He hurried over to check on him, but then he was blindsided and knocked out. When he woke up, his hands were already tied. Seeing they wouldn't let the old man go, in desperation, Dongshu could only fight back. This man is too fierce. Unable to fight back with his hands tied, he forcefully knocked one person aside. He quickly opened a nearby machine. Under the stunned gaze of the big man, he bore the fierce pain. Amidst the sparks mixed with flesh and blood, the big man was shocked. Looking at the wrist that was originally mangled,
it strangely restored itself to normal.
The big man was trembling badly. He couldn't fight anymore. In just a few moves, he was knocked down by Dongshu. But when he went to rescue the old man blurted out, which left him stunned. No matter how much he changed to regular folks, he's always the odd one. This lack of acceptance really troubled him. So when Ivy Zhao came to see him, he finally voiced his wish to go incognito. However, Ivy Zhao completely disagreed. She thought since they had been made immortal, there was no need to seek others' approval. Instead, why not try to rule the world? Easton says Ivy's words were a tad unrealistic. It was a bit unrealistic for just the two of them. Quickly lifted his spirits. It turned out that they weren't alone, there were others like them. Abandoning his previous thoughts at night, Easton went to the place the butcher mentioned. Watching the butcher show up as planned, Easton quickly pulled out a dagger, ready to attack. Little did he know the butcher saw him as bait,
and Wesley stepped out of the car.
The moment he saw Easton, he pressed a button, releasing the poison gas set up earlier. Surrounded by toxins, soon, Easton struggled to breathe. By the time he tried to rush in, it was too late. Seeing Easton on the ground, close to death, Wesley immediately pressed his hand to his heart. His purpose in doing this was to verify at first hand, is Easton truly immortal? As expected, the test results left him shocked. Joy overwhelmed him. As Easton slowly regained consciousness, he realized he was strapped to a wheelchair. David had intended to capture him, to use him for a bizarre experiment. Just how twisted is this guy? To test his ideas, he picked up strong scissors and without hesitation, cut off the immortal's pinky, seeing the odd change at the cut finger. When he saw David step forward, then an even stranger scene unfolded. Easton's severed finger
miraculously fused with the musician's body.
The reverse happened too, as the musician's lost finger neared Easton.
The two perfectly aligned as if made for each other.
But you think David's doing this for fun? You're dead wrong. All that just occurred was merely proof of his theory. To keep his killing spree going, he planned to cut off his own head and attach it to this immortal body. With that, a genius mind paired with an immortal body would be the most perfect masterpiece ever made. So he told Dale, as long as you accept my offer, I will free the musician you've implicated. Seeing his madness,
Dale wanted to resist but was bound.
Reluctantly, he compromised, seeking a chance. When he agreed, Ethan knocked him out cold. He locked him in the cold storage and began preparations. But Ethan didn't spare the musician. Watching the musician tortured to death, Dale couldn't contain his anger any longer. Withstood great pain, he broke his wrists to break free. He quickly reconnected his severed hands. However, Ethan was unfazed by the crashing sounds. He obviously anticipated Dale's abilities, knowing he couldn't break the thick cold door. Meanwhile,
the organ hunter wondered where the doctor was.
Then they saw Lil Yi woefully walk into the trap. The leader beamed with joy at the sight of prey. Unbeknownst to them, they were close to death.
Little Yi pointed a finger.
Under the shocked gazes, a monster over 2 meters tall appeared before them. Its cold gaze sent chills down their spines. With the command from Little Yi, a dual execution battle unfolded. After dealing with this trash, Lily and Ivy Zhou quickly arrived at the butcher's lair. Just as she was trying to unlock the door, Wesley suddenly struck at her. Seeing her injury heal rapidly, Wesley realized there was another female connector. Seeing the butcher up close, Ivy was ready to take him on to get Ace's eye back, but she underestimated the butcher's strength.
A fierce kick came her way as Ivy Zhou was launched away.
She fell heavily down a level, though her powers healed fast. The fight made her see. Ivy Zhou understood that this foe wasn't so easy to beat. Just as they were ready for the next clash, the sound of a car outside broke Wesley's focus sharp, and he lost the urge to continue. successfully saved Easton.
Hearing Ivy Shaw mention someone was outside,
The butcher moved toward the newcomer. Easton quickly ran after him, only to find the butcher had been awaiting him.
wow.
Bastard. Give me my sight back. As his vision returned, Easton was ready to become a killer, but the timely captain stopped him. If you murder him, you'll be a murderer too. With the captain's sincere advice, Easton finally paused.
He gave the killer to the captain,
But at this instant, seemed to hear noises outside. Realizing the risk, she pulled Easton away quickly. Just as they escaped outside, they were met by an armed helicopter, and more helicopters surrounded them. From then on,